I guess monitor and output is what we're looking for. Awkward. Yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Let me know if my mic's on, because, yeah, I've been having issues with my Stream Deck this morning. It won't connect to OBS for some reason. It's saying, like, waiting for OBS, even though OBS is open, so getting some weird errors here. My apologies. Just wait to confirm that my mic's actually on here, and you guys can hear me. And then we'll get into it. So, yeah, we're just waiting for the, that to go on here. Very quiet. I'm very quiet. Interesting that I'm very quiet, because I'm getting good levels. Very quiet. Should not be very quiet. That's really, really odd, everybody. I'll just turn it up just a little bit. Check, check, check. Technology, everybody. Doesn't work when you need it to. Hey? Yeah, I mean, according to OBS, I have good levels. But, you need to play Nice Guy's playlist. Yeah, for sure. Hopefully the levels are okay now, but, yeah, so the poll just closed. It said close poll, which I thought meant, like, tell me what won, but, obviously it didn't work out, so. Anyways, yeah, let's, just let me know in the comments what you guys voted for so we can, get started here. But, yeah, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the streams. I had to turn my speakers on full blast. Dang. How did I learn Unreal Engine 5? I actually started with tutorials as well. And then just started making stuff, to be honest. And then if I came across a problem that I couldn't solve, I would go onto the Epic forums. I'd ask questions on there. I would kind of look through the Reddits and stuff. Yeah, so I see 2 votes for character on here so far. Sorry, yeah, like I said, the poll didn't work for some reason, unless I can find a way to get it back up, but so far not seeing any way to get it back up here, so maybe if I go back to the dashboard, it'll go back, or if it'll show me that stuff here. Next, I'll pull that up here. Right. Oh, character selection did win. Oh, so actually, sorry, character selection and gathering system actually tied for the spot. So we'll do another poll here. Start a poll. Do I have to end this one? Okay, so we'll end that poll. So we'll do another poll here, everybody. That'll be the only 2 options now, so you can choose again because those ones tied. So we'll try again here. Okay, so I'll just close that so I don't get distracted by all the stuff. But yeah, so we got 7 votes here between character and gathering. Oh, gee. Why can't chat? Lost my chat, everybody. Wait for that to come in here. There's chat. YouTube chat. There we go. All right, so let's have a look. There's 7. There's 7. What's it called? Votes. So it should be uneven. So we should have a winner here in 1 second. Once I pull this up again. Also. Okay, so it looks like gathering won. So 56% in that last vote said gathering, and then 44% said character. So we'll do the gathering system today, which is literally the one thing I think I didn't screenshot, so I'll have to do it from memory, but that's just fine. So we will make a new project here. Blueprints, we'll do 3rd person for this one here. You can't have spaces in your name. I hate it. Gathering system. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of cool things actually with this, because I just kind of made this for my game, so it's pretty fresh, to be honest. So I'll actually show you guys how to create something that is reusable and scalable, and you'll be able to basically do anything you want with it in your world. So it's going to be awesome. Character selects are simple-ish depending on how they're built. Well, based on the description I got in the request system, it's probably gonna be a little bit more complicated. They wanted a it was Everything Guy that suggested that, and I know that because he's making a character select in his game for a pet system or something like that. So yeah, he wanted a thing where you roll over a character, and then once you roll over a character, it changes obviously a mesh. That's not terribly difficult to do, to be honest. You'd have to create probably like a new level or something like that, or a stage level or something like that, where you can have the 3D meshes come in. So as you're rolling over the character's selection, it'll change the meshes to reflect that particular character. And then he wanted an info area as well. So once you select that character, it has like a little info area telling you like all of their stats. That part particularly is a little bit more complicated. But yeah, it's all UI based stuff. So you got to build your UI, and then you basically just got to have a way every time you roll the mouse over this character to just send the data over to that thing. It's a little complicated, but it's definitely doable. But probably not in the 3-hour time limit or whatever that I'm trying to go for here. Okay, so just having a look here. Okay, all right, let's get started. So we're making a let's get rid of this because it's super lame. I want to look at. Oh man, they're in pieces. Because we want a gathering system. I deleted the post-processing, but no one ever used that, right? All right, so here we are. We'll move our player start back here. Okay, so for this, we're gonna make. I actually said I was gonna make this in the Discord for the members. So I'll kind of killing two birds in a sense, but now I got to give the members something else. So, but anyways, we are going to get started with making a. We'll make it in. Make a new folder. We'll just call it the Gathering because I'm assuming you guys would want to migrate this to another project anyway. So, okay, so we'll make a blueprint class. We're going to make it an actor type, and we're going to call it BP underscore, let's say, trigger class? I think that's what I call it in my other thing. Okay, so we're going to make all of our code in here. Obviously, this will be our parent, and then we're going to make a couple of children, which you'll see us do. I honestly kind of want to open up my other project and just have a look at the code, but I mean, I'll figure it out. I'm a big boy. Okay, so we will get rid of this. One thing we do need to do is this is really good for you to do inside of your projects, and so obviously, if you're making a gathering system, you're going to need some items to gather. So we are going to make a data assets for that. So sorry, a new folder is what I want. New folder. Go to blueprint, a new blueprint class, all classes, and we're going to type in a primary data asset. Okay. So for me personally, I like to have all of my items in the game inherit from the same data class because that gives me the most flexibility to customize the stuff that I want. So that's how I'm going to be doing it in this. So we'll just call this PDA underscore item data. Okay, we'll open that up. Okay, so this is obviously where you're going to have to, I'm sure in my notes somewhere I got the stuff I did for my project here. I'm just, items, UI world. It would be in UI. Made one. What's it called? Oh, that item info window thing I was talking about for the what's it called, the character selection. I can send you what my screenshots here, Everything Guy, if you want. Yeah, that, like I said, that's a little bit more complicated than just the regular character selection. I cannot find what I'm looking for. Looking for using the drag and drop. What was not? Anyways, we'll figure it out here live on the streams here. Are you planning to do tutorial with C++ sometime? No, because I'm learning C++ and I don't want to teach an inferior product to you guys. So yeah, I will eventually once I actually learn it and like practice it. So I do plan to doing C++ stuff, but not in the meantime here. I'm just reading Happy Everything Guy's comment. The part he was thinking was hard was that spawning a character, grabbing the states, updating it on the change, and then deleting it when it's confirmed. Like there's should be a better way. So for that specifically, everything guy, use the on mouse hover and then use an interface. And this is why data assets are great, because you can just send the data asset through an interface into your info window, and then pull it all out and set it, right? Every time you roll the mouse over one of those buttons, it will do that for you. And then when you like actually click it, then you'll have to have another interface or whatever to like actually set that data as the data, right? So anyways, okay, so we're making some functions here. Obviously, we'll need a name for the item. And this is where I do like description. So this is like kind of literally what I'm talking about here. So if you have a crafting thing, or just you want descriptions in the items, here I can show you my notebook here for a second. Item info. Here's my notes. Just trying to find. Oh yeah, so here's like basically what I made. So like, you know, if you're looking for an item information, like here's the name, the description, all the other stuff. Like this is all the stuff I'm making right now, right? So this will just be text. And before somebody asks, I'm not sharing that notebook because it's not in a presentable state. It's kind of, you know, it's either just screenshotted code and I just kind of look at it and figure it out or whatever, but some of them are fine, but not all of them. So do I want to send that out into the world one day? Maybe, but it's going to take a couple of hours to like get it all up and ready. So, all right, anyways, we want a description and a name, and what else do we need in here in the world here? You do like buy price, sell price, stuff like that if you're doing if you have a shop system. What else? For the gathering, you can do yield amount. So if you're doing any sort of gathering, and we'll do this as an integer because, yeah, we want it to be a whole number, right? All right, can you do a Gears of War Uncharted cover style system? Logan sounds fun. Definitely throw that in the. Of course, it's not working because it's being stupid, but definitely throw that in there. If you guys have any systems you want me to make, throw it in there, and I will put a poll up before each stream, and you guys can vote on which one I do, and they are all randomized unless it's a super chat or super thanks there. So there you guys go. So anyways, and in the description below is that Google Forms or whatever as well, if that's not up and ready for you. Out of curiosity, what are your PC specs to be able to stream and run UE5? I'm running a i10, sorry. I think it's an i9 Gen 10, sorry. i9 Gen 10 Intel, and I'm running a 4070 GPUs, and I got 24 gigs of RAM. I'd need more, to be honest, because I had a mishap the other day, or last month or something like that, where like my computer was like chugging so hard and my RAM was just gone, and I had nothing open, so I had to go through and remove some stuff and clean out a bunch of stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's all working now. So yeah, I was running I remember I had an i5 before Intel, and then I had a 1660 Ti, the dinosaur that is. But yeah, I was running that, and I was streaming and then playing games way back in the day, and it was just chugging, so I had to stream on a separate computer. But anyways, okay, how do you unequip weapon? How do you unequip a weapon in the FPS shooter series? Yeah, we didn't do that in the shooter series, but I mean, all you do is just create a control for dropping the weapon, and then you would have to basically you would just run the drop weapon scripting that we've already created, and then you just have to set the secondary weapon or whatever as nothing and remove all the gameplay tags. So that's all that you would do, right? So, and unequipping a weapon, I'm assuming you're meaning just dropping the weapon and then having nothing in your hands. Or if you're talking about stowing a weapon, that would be something similar. You would just have to create another key binding, and then you know, have the animation of your hands going down, and then just hide the weapon. Like that's pretty much all we can do in that system, just the way it's designed. So anyway, sorry, going back to this, name, description, yield amount. God, I wish I had references here, because this would go a lot quicker. We'll start with that, and we'll just add more as we go here. So okay, so we'll need to go blueprints, or sorry, is it miscellaneous data asset? And it's going to ask us to select a primary data asset class, which obviously is PDA item data. So now it knows what data we need to populate. We'll call this DA underscore. We'll do flower. You know, flowers. Oh, static mesh. Yeah, we'll do static mesh. Static mesh object reference. Or you know what? No, I'm sorry. Don't do that. Because the whole point of a data asset is to pull data from an object without loading in any textures or anything like that, or even loading the item if you don't need it. So we will do that inside the actual that we're going to be spawning. Okay, so name. Yeah. I guess just flower. Let's do a couple flowers, actually. So we'll rename this data asset or we'll do blue flower. And description will be, it's blue. Yield amount, let's do like 2. Let's... Oh, I remember all the stuff I had in mind. A lot of my stuff in here had to do with crafting specifically. So I had like the items that I needed to craft. Oh, and you know what? Let's maybe do my icon system. That's a little too complicated for this 3-hour window or whatever. So I'm gonna actually do something else. We'll just do a graphic. Yeah, we'll do a graphic. I will show, maybe I'll do a tutorial. So I was gonna do it for the members, so I'll do make a tutorial on how to do my icon system, which I have, I think it's like 96 different icons or something like that, and then I created a UI widget where you could just basically tell it what item, what thing you want, and then it switches it to that icon, and that is in replacement of graphics, and it saves a lot of memory, to be honest. So I'll make a video on that, and I'll share it for the members first because I told them I'd do that, and then I'll share it to everybody else at a later date. But anyway, so we got graphics. Yeah, graphic is fine, and then instead of static mesh, we'll do a texture 2D. So if you are doing that icon thing, this would be replaced with the icon that you want to use, right? So, Mark, let's all remember to say a prayer and give some love to @Switchin and everyone else who might be dealing with a health concern with themselves or the fam. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, Switchin's been dealing with some stuff, and yeah, glad to see that he's still active on the Discord despite being bedridden. But yeah, so hopefully you get better soon and we can make great games together here. All right, coffee, so good. Nitlin, how is it? Sorry, Nitin. Sorry. How you doing? Welcome to the stream here. What else we got here? Hey, Taken Brother, I DM'd you on your Discord, read my message whenever you have time. Yeah, no worries, I'll read that after the stream. And Switchin, welcome to the stream, Switchin. Hopefully you are enjoying yourself on the stream here, and hopefully you get better soon here. Okay, anyway, so we'll start with that again, and we'll just add stuff as they come. So for the graphics, I don't actually have any. So what I'll do is I'll add another new folder. We'll call it graphics, and let me just pull those up here, and I will add them by where did I save those? Save them, I think, in my assets. Yeah, I have like 3 different spots that I save stuff for redundancy, and some of them have them, some of them don't. Game icon. Sorry, everybody, I'll just... Oh yeah, it's in game dev icon fonts. Here we go. Preview images because I don't have the full things. Okay, so we will do this flower. Where did you go, flower? Flower, flower, flower. There you are. Okay, so we'll put this flower in here. And then I'll put in some other stuff here as well. How about, like, we'll put some ore in here. Some ore, what else? Azura just told me there's still a couple people complaining about the volume. I honestly can't do anything more. I'm like my microphone is like almost maxed out, and then on OBS I'm almost peaking it at -10 dB. So I don't I don't think I can do anything else microphone-wise to make it any louder. AK Boss, first off, rip switching. I know the lore. Second, great content taken. And thirdly, I have a system for inventory UI. I hope it gets pulled up. I have a system. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, just request that and we can add that in. But I do have an inventory series as well. That I made for the UI, like the first one I ever did on YouTube, which was the inventory UI series. We made an inventory system and basically all the UI that would go with it, all like the banners that slid onto screen when you pick stuff up, like a warning system, all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit older content, but it is still relevant. But anyways. Okay, so just having a look here at some comments. Is combinable. Oh, stack size. That's a good point. We will do stack size for this. Excellent, excellent point. Because you would just set the stack size as 1 if it's not stackable, right? So, okay, so I'm just looking at something else. We'll do food as well, like apple. Well, here, I'll drag this onto screen, everybody. So, what do we want to do here? We got, make them a little smaller so we can see all of them. Oh, yeah, wood. Sure, we'll do wood. Got some static mesh stuff for wood. Wood, what else? That's probably good for now. I don't want to do anything too crazy. Yeah, let's just deal with that here. Just passing by to say hi and thanks, man. David, thanks for that. Appreciate it. And just having a look at that. Yeah, okay, sweet. Let's get started here. Oh, switching. It's a family-friendly program, and you got to put that on there. Okay, so that's our graphics. So flower, we can do a couple different flowers, like I said, so we'll start with that. The graphic here will be the flower. And one thing we should add here as well is the graphic color, because I'm going to spell it the Canadian way. Okay. Oh. Anyways, we will want to set the color of the flower for the different flowers. So this is really, really powerful with the icon thing as well, right? So anyways, this will be a linear color, okay? And we'll make this a blue color, okay? The yield, let's do, did I say, oh, stack size, we'll do 99 because it's a big old flower. Okay, I'll close that. Let's rename. Oh shoot! Before I forget, well, first of all, blue flower. Before I forget, I gotta go back to graphics and then edit all these in the, where is it here? The edit selection property matrix. We're gonna make sure all of these are user interface 2D, which they are, and they are on a texture group of UI. This is world right now, so we're gonna change UI. Okay. Now optimize for UI. All right, so have everything, guys. System like that already set up. Nice. Decal. You're funny. Get out of here, everything guy. All right. So let's keep on going here. So we're slowing down a little bit. Back to data. So we'll just duplicate this because it's inheriting from this anyway, and we'll just call this, you know, red flower. And then we'll just got to open this up and change this to red, and it's red, and is red. Okay. Just having a look here. All right. So let's see here. Do one more flower. We'll make flower like the center point of all this or whatever. So DA will do yellow flower. Get rid of that one. Perfect. Okay, let's make another item. We'll make it ore, DA, whoops, underscore ore. That up, and we'll just say, you know, like copper ore or something like that. Ore for upgrading weapons. We're not doing that today, by the way. Yield amount, we'll do like 99, sure, whatever. We'll do ore, and the color will be, you know, well, copper isn't actually this color when it's in the ore form, FYI, if you didn't know that, but make it the color everybody thinks it is. Making an advanced action series. just like advanced hand combat, how to use grappling hook, slide, vaulting, leap, grip, etc. Um, I offhand don't know how to do that. I would have to like really put my brain to it. I would suggest looking at the ALS5, what's it called? The animation sample project, because they have grappling in that game. Just like, I believe they use splines in that to indicate what areas you can grab onto. And then I'm not sure how they snap the hands to that particular point. I'm sure that it's just an animation, perhaps. And then it says it has to be on that particular spline point. That's just my best educated guess, but yeah, I would check that out. I gotta check that out myself because I need a climbing mechanic in my game as well, not like a parkoury thing. Why is that like the default in every game? By the way, I noticed. We were just playing Ghost of Yotai. We just platinumed it a couple days ago or yesterday. I platinumed it yesterday. Azure platinumed it like last week because she's a crazy game completionist speedster person. She could have done it probably 2 weeks ago, but she waited for me, and I'm like, just finish the game. But anyways, what was I gonna say there? Yeah, so grappling hook, slide, vaulting, like, so basically all of Ghost of Yotai's stuff, basically. Sliding would just be an animation, I would assume, and then you'd have to change your half height when you slide. Vaulting, same thing, is what I just described. Grappling hook. Grappling hook wouldn't be too hard. It would be... Well, actually, I say that, but it probably would be a little bit. Obviously, yeah, you'd have to throw the grappling hook. I'm not sure if that should be a projectile or if it should be... I think it should be a projectile. It would have to be, like, heavily weighted. Or you would spawn it in the world and then have the actual grappling hook part go to, like, snap to whatever sockets in the world that you have. You'd have to find, like, the nearest socket within a radius, and then it would snap to it. And then, obviously, you're holding on to your character, so, like, everything has to, like, you'd have to snap. How would you do that? Because you can't snap two sockets on the same... You'd have to snap your character to that actor, to the grappling hook actor, and then you'd have to snap the grappling hook to the actual socket. That's what I would do. Anyways, long roundabout answer, so, yeah, I won't be able to obviously do that today, but if you want to request I do that, you can throw that in the request board there. Okay, so we got our color here for ore. Let's look at some others here. What else did I put in there? I don't know what I pushed, but it wasn't B apparently. What else did I put in there? I put wood. Wood. We'll do wood for upgrading weapons. Or sorry, wood for you know, building a house. Can't do that anymore because it's too friggin' expensive. So wood, and we'll do wood. 99. Make this browner, I guess. Okay. That. And then we'll close this. And I made one more. I don't remember what it was. Graphics. Food. Okay. Well, food is pretty generic. Obviously, you'd want to expand on that if it was like an actual game. But DA food. Right? Done. Food. Apple. And it's red. Apple. Okay, it's yield amount. Let's do like 4. We'll just change that up. We should actually, sorry, change that up for probably all of them because I did that for all of them. Save. Or probably like 3. Oh, yield amount 99. Yo, buddy, that's broken. Exploited, patched. Anyways, did I do? Okay, I did 2 for the red. So those will all be the same. Wood, I think we'll do like 10. Obviously, you'd have an inventory system to go with this because you'd pick it up and then it's going to go into your inventory, right? So, yeah. So if you've done my inventory series, you can add this onto there. I watch local devs, Loco Dev. He has a pre-built blueprint, and he explains what we need complete in single video, but Loco uses previous video blueprint, makes it confusing. Yes, that's, you know what. When I started this channel, I wanted to obviously create tutorials that like that explain things very well, because I found that that was a huge issue when I was learning. Is you would watch a video like, you know, a 5-minute, 10-minute video of someone be like, here's how you do this, and it's in like an older engine version, or they show you how they do it, and then you go to do that and it doesn't work. They don't kind of expand out and show you what's you know, why we're doing those things a specific way, or if it doesn't work for a specific reason why. So yeah, when I make my tutorials, I make sure that I don't cut out any of the BS, unless it was like my own stupidity. Like, I'm sure in most of the more modern tutorials you guys have noticed, like, I'll put up like a graphic, it's like, don't actually do this, because it's like, because I made the mistake, then it's really dumb. But you know, I'll try to explain stuff, obviously, in a you know, in the most explanatory thing I can, explanatory way that I can, so that you guys can learn more and can kind of do stuff on your own. So yeah, it's tough finding good tutorials out there when I was learning, for sure. Okay. So let's close that. That's all the data assets that we need. Now we need to add a data asset into here. So we'll say item to use, or we'll say item data. Okay, and we'll just get that data asset, sorry, PDA item data. There we go, object reference. Okay, so once again, the good thing about item data, like, you open this up, nothing in here except for this graphic points to a specific, what do you call it? A specific thing in our content drawer in terms of hard references. All the rest of this is just regular data. This is the only thing. However, when it's referencing this primary data asset, this has nothing in it. Oh, hang on. Graphic color. Why is there's two? Oh, I must have pushed Control D on that instead. Anyways, this is empty, right? So when it's referencing the this particular graphic, it's not referencing anything, hard referencing anything. It only references it when you set it. So I've set it to wood. Okay, now we know the wood graphic is the wood graphic, and it's gonna like load that into memory, right? So that's the nice part about that. We are gonna make this instance editable so that we can change this in the world when we place it. Okay, let's add a couple of things now. So we'll add a trigger box. I guess I call it a trigger box, but it's called a box. Frick. So we'll call this outer box. We did this in the last video, or last stream. So you guys, if you were there, should probably know what's going on next year. So we made an outer box. We're gonna make an inner box. Cue the jokes. So, all right, inner box. Better, yeah. Anyways, I won't make any jokes because I don't want to get demonetized. But anyways, these are obviously going to be the thing that triggers all of the things we want to happen. So we're making this scalable, right? So in this trigger class, you can have you can create an enum, which we are going to do, for different things to happen, right? So we can read note, we can use item, pick up item, use crafting table, open world inventory. So I use that for I'll tell you what, at the end of the video, I'll do just the gathering system in this. At the end of the video, I will open up my project that has all of the stuff that I'm talking about in there, and I can really show you guys like how to make this super scalable. Basically, I can drag this trigger class or whatever subclass that I made into the world and just like set the item, and it's done. So it's like, oh, I want the player to be able to pick up an item here, drag it in, set the item, done, right? And it can be any item in the game. So that's why this is going to be so great. Okay, so in the construction script, first of all, the inner box is going to be box extent of, and I think I made this. No, I didn't make anything to root. So let's do default of like 200, or sorry, 100 by 100. The box extent. Then let's hit compile. Let's make go to the construction script, and let's make this. This won't matter, to be honest, because we're setting in the construction. Yeah, so don't worry about that. It won't matter. So we're going to get the inner box and outer box, and we are going to set box extent, and we are going to convert this to a variable. What this to a variable? We'll just say inner box size. Okay, make that instance editable. Okay, so we can set that in the world. The construction script is super powerful. If you guys aren't using it, like, I really recommend using it. It's so good. It just makes making levels way easier. Okay, we're going to set the box extent. We are going to let's make a variable and we'll call it outer box multiplier. Multiplier. There we go. Outbox multiplier. We'll make that a float. We'll make that instance editable. We're gonna drag this in, and I think it converts. Right? Yes. Good. Okay. So this is just so we can. Oh yeah. Sorry. We gotta add to the inner box size. Oh. Okay. What are we doing here? We are multiplying. How big we want the outer box to be. So we'll make this by default 1. Okay, so it'll be the same size. Actually, let's make it 2 as default. So this will be the double the size of the inner box size that you've already set, and then it's going to add it to whatever multiplier you have, and then set that. So if we look at the viewport, oh, that is a tiny-ass box there. We'll just drag this into the world just to show you guys. Content, gathering system, trigger class. Okay, so that's... Okay, the inner box size is set to 0, that's why. So we'll make this 100. And now you can see... where is the outer box? Oh, it's there. Outer box size. There we go. Why is it so small? It should just be multiplying it by... Like, it should be 200, right? That's not working. Outer box multiplier times... Oh, shoot, sorry. You gotta multiply this. So not add. Multiply. Plug that in. There we go. Okay, let's try it now. 2. There, okay. We have an inner box and an outer box. Okay, so how this is gonna work, first off, actually, what we should do, we should have these at 0, or inner box size, sorry, yeah, let's, sorry, I'm just thinking, just because, like, see how the inner box is kind of, like, off the ground? We should fix that. So, let's break this. And let's break this. Let's split this. And split this. And we are going to plug X and Y in because those are going to be fine. Z, we're going to divide. Divide by 2? I'm just trying to think. Then plug that in. And then... Shoot, eh? Now we got to make a transform here. Or make vector. One and 3. That got a little messy in a hurry, didn't it? Okay, let's see if that is what I wanted. That's not quite what I wanted, or was it? No. Let's put this on the ground. Oh, I see. You got to move the location up by it. I see. Okay. So then we add this to this and plug that into. Let's see what that does. That pretty well... Oh, that is not what I wanted. There we go. No, that increases the size. I just want to move its position. Oh, I'm stupid. Sorry, everybody. I still want this, but I want to set the position of it. Let's move this down. Sorry, I'll look at the comments 1 second. I just want to get this figured out here. So get the inner box one more time, and we're going to set location. Set world location. There we go. We're going to get world location of this actor. And we are going to split that, and we're going to split this. We're going to plug the X and Y in, and then we need to get this return value here. We need to add to that. All right, let's see. Let's see if that worked. Well, that just made it freaking 0, didn't it? I mean, whatever, never mind, I guess. We can move the individual things, so we can figure that out another day. So we'll just get rid of this node, and this node, and this node, and this garbage. Get rid of it all. can also break this. And all the. I tried something nice and it didn't work. And yeah, just in the interest of time, I'm not gonna, what's it called? Just spend all the time on this because we did this last video or last stream where we spent like a lot of time on one thing and wasted like half an hour. So, okay. Anyways, so yeah, you can move each individual piece here, right? So you can go in inner box and you can move this down to 4 if you wanted. We actually. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, yeah, and then you can adjust the size of the box extent here, and then like manually, it'll get overridden by the what's it called? By the construction script normally. But now that it's in the world and it exists, you can actually manipulate this. So that's actually really handy for the outer box specifically, because if you don't want to clip into walls, right? So I move this over. It's near a wall. Oops, sorry, I moved the whole thing over. You move this over, you don't want this clipping into a wall, but maybe it's like a terminal or something you want to access. So now I can put the inner box there, I can select the outer box, and now I can move the outer box over so that it's lined up with this wall, and that saves that issue. Okay, now let's answer some comments here. Alright, so yeah, you said your sound's also low. Yeah, I already addressed the sound. Like I said, I can't do anything else more. I just noticed that my desktop audio is picking up stuff. Check, check, check. I don't know why my audio thing is here, sorry. That. Yeah, that's super strange. It should not be. Is there like a doubling, like a audio effect or whatever? On the stream, because I see that there's audio on my desktop that's mirroring my. Here, what if I do this? Not that one, sorry. This one. There. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So I'm so confused by OBS. It's just giving me like wrong data. So right now it's saying that right now it's saying that I'm outputting onto my desktop audio, and so that would mean that it's. Oh, this is why you guys can't hear me. Oh, okay. That's really. That's weird, because normally if I have that on, it's like a doubling effect. So, that doesn't make any sense. Literally, I didn't change a goddamn thing on OBS, and it's being super weird, so I don't know. Sorry, everybody, now I'm super loud, I'm sure. Okay, so anyways, what we have here, somebody was just asking about multiplayer. So this is all you do, right? So create 3 events, server listen event 1, and then you're going to call client listen event 1, and then you're going to call the actual event you want to run. So on here, you're just going to come up to replicates, runs on server. Okay, and then for the client, you go multicast. That's, as far as that's like all I got in terms of multiplayer knowledge. I don't do that because, like I said, I only make single player games, so. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just woke up. The neighbors. Yeah, I'm sure I'm super loud now. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, like, again, I don't know. OBS is being super weird today. I'm not sure what's happening, because normally my desktop audio has nothing on it. Yeah, I'll figure that out, obviously, off stream, and we'll fix it. So let me know if there's, like, a doubling effect, because that's what I was kind of afraid of, to be honest. Alright, sorry I'm an idiot, everybody. So, anyways, we are in our trigger class, and we just finished in the construction script. I just showed you that. Next step would be to... I'll show you the enum thing next. Okay, so let's create an enum for our flowers. So we'll go data, we'll go blueprints, enumeration, and we'll call it e_flower type. So I do this a lot in my game, specifically for Azura, so she can, if she's using a door, and she's putting a door into a world. Obviously, I've made a blueprint with all the door functionality, and we don't want to make that for every door in the game. We just created an enum, and then based on the type of door she needs, based on the building that she's using, she can put the door blueprint in, and then choose this enum and select what door she wants, and then it will automatically change to the type of door she's looking for, and then all the functionality is still there. So we're going to do kind of something similar with flower, but it's going to be obviously way simpler. So we'll do blue, red, and yellow, right? Those are the 2. Yellow. Okay, so we made this enum. Now, in our, we need to create a, what's it called? A flower blueprint? Or sorry, yeah, we need to create a, where is it? Gathering system. We need to create a child of this. And we'll call this BP_flower. Okay. So the trigger class does not have a static mesh in it, so we're going to make an put a static mesh in this static mesh, not cube, static mesh, and we'll call it flower mesh. Okay, now we're going to add the enum into the child here, which is e_flower type. There it is. We're going to make that instance editable. We are going to go into our construction script for this. Make sure this is here. If it's not, you right click and go add call to parent function. Okay, this makes sure that all the construction script stuff that's in your parent runs first, right? So that you could have stuff run before this and then run the parent stuff if you want. But yeah, so just, as long as that's there and plugged in, then all the stuff in your parent is going to be running. Okay, so we are going to grab our flower mesh. And we are going to actually grab our enum type as well. We're going to get a select node. And then the flower mesh, we're going to set static mesh. Okay. And yeah, sorry, I was just thinking about something else here. We are then going to plug this into the new mesh, and that will convert all of these. We need some meshes. So I do have a pack. I can't give away the pack for free. Oh, you know what one I can give away for free is, it's in the Fab store, edits. No, sorry, what am I thinking here? I guess I gotta do it in the world here. Tools, where are you? Window, Fab, there we go. The one I can give away for free, because it's free, and I didn't make it, obviously, so, it's in my library here. The marketplace one. Marketplace. Low poly marketplace, this guy. Downloading packs, good. Okay, so there's the market packs, the meshes. We got some flowers right here. So I use this one in my procedural generated video or whatever, so. Anyway, so now we can drag this over. we got a yellow flower. We'll drag that into the yellow flower, and we got a red flower, and we got a blue flower. Okay. So now we're gonna close this. Now, when I drag this into the world, BP flower. Here's the BP flower. I can come over here and choose what flower I want, and it's gonna change the static mesh based on what it is. Okay. That should also determine what data asset should be set, right? So let's go back into the construction script here. So once we've set the static mesh, we are going to then set data asset. I believe that's the enum, or sorry, the variable that we made, but I see that I can't hit it. Trigger class, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, item data. Yeah. So we should be able to set that. Or is this... Oh, you can set it right here. Okay. So we can probably do that. We can probably leave this as it is, and you can just set it as you want, or we can have it set when you change the enum that it changes the data asset as well. But how do we do that? Because you can't access the variables because it inherits them, right? So get item data. Okay, there we go. Set item data, and then we're going to drag out of. Oh no, that we can't. We have to get a new select node. Pardon me. Here, get flower type select. Drag this into here, and then now we can select the data assets for these. So blue flower, red flower, yellow flower. Okay, plug that in. Great. Now, literally, just with the change of a drop down, we can set all of these things, right? See that it's updating the data asset as well. There you guys go for that. All right, so what do we got here? Having a look here. Nobody's having sound issues still, right? Someone's saying, let's do a 10-minute break at 12:30. Sure. Welcome game dev. Still no. Just haven't. We want banana. Data asset versus data table. Interested in hearing your thoughts. To be honest, they both have their uses. I don't think one's better than the other. It's just how you want to build your game. I use data assets because of this reason specifically. I'm thinking about Azura when I make stuff for our game, because she's making the levels and I want to make it as intuitive and as easy for her as possible, just because she's not obviously as in tune with blueprints as me. So I know for data tables, obviously you need a name, and the name needs to be exactly spelt out the way it was. And then for her, if it's like, if we were doing this with a data table, like item data would just be a name, right? So now she's got to reference like an Excel spreadsheet of like all the names of all the things, and make sure that she copies and pastes it. That's just like a lot of, it's just extra work that just doesn't need to be done. So by this way, she can just drop it down and be like, look, I want wood, right? It's done. So that's why I like data assets. Data tables, you can access anywhere in the engine as long as you have the name for it, and names doesn't create a hard reference, so that's really nice. Data assets you can also reference anywhere in the engine. The data assets have to be in the actual blueprint, right? So in trigger class, we had to make this variable in order for it to be used, right? So, but once again, if you have nothing but just regular ass data in here that's other than this texture 2D, then it's not going to create a hard reference to anything. So that's super nice to use. Keep in mind that both data assets and data tables are static data. So that means that the data is not meant to be changed. It can be changed. I think in the data table, it can't be. I might be wrong. If you guys know different, let me know in the comments here, but or in the chat. But I'm pretty sure you can't change the data tables. You can change data assets. However, that updates every item in the game, not one specific item. Right, you can't like have, the blue flower or whatever. You can't be like, oh, this item data, we're gonna change, the color to be something else or something. You can't do that. It won't work that way. It would so if we change the stack size for ore, that changes stack size for every ore in the game, right? So just keep that in mind for data assets and data tables. But yeah, I don't think there's one better than the other. It's just whatever you want to do. But my preference is data assets. The only annoying thing, obviously, is like if I add something into my data asset or my primary data asset, I have to open up every single one individually. Or if it's flowers, like I could select all the flowers, open them all up, and then edit all of them, right? So there's that. But yeah, it's good. Okay. Mark, I'm not even gonna read your comment. Savage. I had a friend who made jokes like that all the time too. I guess his dad left him or whatever, so he made jokes all the time. But anyways, what happened to everyone wanting that CCTV stuff? Yeah, right. Okay, so your voice is clean and clear. I don't know what that means. Clean and clear, I think, is what you meant to say. I think maybe get data asset is better than an item. Don't have redirectors and all the item assets of that type. Is better than item okay, I see. Yeah, they do create redirectors, the item assets. I mean, yeah, the data table, everything is in that table specifically, so just remember who's better at spelling. Yes, you don't have to shove it in my face that I forget how to spell basic words like of and the. Sometimes my brain just like literally cannot compute. I was making UI assets in Affinity, and I typed fire like 100 times, and then on like the 99th time or 100th time, I'm like, fire's spelt wrong. It's not F-I-R-E. Like, I don't know. My brain just does that sometimes. Okay. Can't change in the game. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. You can't change the data tables at runtime. Okay. Data assets are more flexible than tables. I just like that you can reference the the data asset on a soft object. It doesn't have to be loaded into memory, so you can just get data asset or whatever off a soft reference. So you can grab data about it without even loading it in, right? So that's really nice. You can change the structure of the item inside an inventory array, which is normally how we handle that stuff in DT. I see. Okay. Reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. That is such a good movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. And it's funny because like that movie they didn't anticipate was going to do well, and it's like one of the best movies of all time for sure. Anyways. Oh, wait, it's not spelled fire? Yeah, right. Yeah, and play was another one I remember. I typed play out, and I'm like, that's not right. You know. Okay, so we got this here. We got our flower that changes the data asset and the type of flower based on this enum. That's how that's going to work. Now we need to script stuff that happens, particularly with these boxes. I see it didn't inherit this box, or we didn't set it. Why is this not set by default? I'm so annoyed by that. I thought we did that. So trigger class, inner box. Okay, inner box isn't set by default. Okay, well, 100. Okay, compile. Hopefully that'll fix our issues. It did. Okay, so maybe we could do this another way. No, that's fine. The trigger boxes are fine, whatever. Like I said, you can move them up if you need to. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to do a little bit of UI stuff because this will be kind of similar to like the scan system that we did, except we're not doing the scanning. It's just going to be us, interacting with the items. So I'll make a new folder here called UI. And this one will be called, or this will be, a user interface widget blueprints. Widget blueprints. Interactable. Interactable icon, we'll call it. So once again, if you have the icon thing, which I'll do a video on it at some point, you would just add this icon to this particular plant, or to this particular blueprint, right? So that's how I would do it. But anyways, we'll just make a quick little icon, which will be a graphic, which I'll add another graphic here now for that. Gathering system. Sorry, not the gathering system. Graphics. Back up. New fonts, preview images. We're gonna add in. I thought I had like a pickup. Or no, sorry, here. Let's do the That's too much. Sorry, I'm just looking at my icons here. I'm just thinking about one that can be, that's like you would have over it to show you that it can be interacted with. Shoot, we could do this triangle, sure. Make sure that asset actions. This is on UI, and compression settings are on. User interface, all done. Okay, rid of that. And okay, so now we'll just literally create an image. Image. This image is going to be triangle. Let's do custom on screen or desired on screen. Let's do desired on screen. How big is this image? Sure, 60. Fine, we'll fix it if it looks like garbage. Okay. Oh yes, I guess we should put a. I'll pin this comment that Switchin just put in here. Oh, I can't. I can. One of the mods post pin that or comment that and pin it. I don't know if you guys can pin stuff or not. We'll find out here. What system we're doing just because zero dev 2 games. Oh my god, King Boars. Just asked what we're doing. So, okay, so we got that made. Let's hit compile. Let's go to the graph here. We're gonna make 2 custom events. You know what? Let's make this an interface because that's the correct way to do this. Blueprint interface BPI underscore interact UI, we'll call it. If you have a interact system, which we're gonna probably make in this, you're gonna want it separate from your UI. So we'll make this one. We'll call show interact icon, and let's create a boolean and just call should show. Okay, for the input, yes. Okay, so we'll hit compile. Let's go back into the widget. We'll implement that in class settings, right? Yeah, implemented interfaces, add BPI interact UI. Hit compile. Now we'll implement this event. We'll create a branch out of here, and if we should show it, we're gonna get our image, which we should name to something, you know, that not image 2090. We'll just call it interact icon. Let's go back to the graph, and now we're going to grab that. I'm going to set. You know what? I just realized we can make this look way nicer. Let's create an animation for it. Animation, call it fade. We will add the interact icon. We will add a visibility. No, not visibility. Sorry. Render opacity. There it is. Okay, and we'll just have it over 0.25 seconds, fade in. I think that looks fine. I mean, I even think it can be longer, to be honest. Whoops, I gotta make that a bit longer. Go. There, that looks nice. Okay, so we'll compile. Now we'll play that animation. So when we are, so play animation, and before we play animation, we have to unhide it. So we're going to set the visibility by default to 0. Animation here. All right, so we'll click on this, and we'll make the render opacity 0 to start, just so it's always not. It's not going to just appear and then fade out. It would appear, instantly go to 0 opacity, and then fade in. It would look really weird. So first we need to set visibility to not hit testable. Then we'll play this animation. And that'll be that. And then we need to do the opposite here. So fade. Oh, sorry, I gotta plug this in. I think. No, self. That's right. Is that not? That's not right. I have to drag out of here and play animation. Or can I not? Okay. I thought you had to plug in that because it was attached to that animation. The animation. See if it works. Okay, well, we'll see if it works. That just seems weird to me, but okay, so hit compile, and then now we're gonna play the animation again first, but this time we're going to play animation with finished event because we want the animation to play all the way through before we hide the widget. Okay, looks like this is where I need to plug this in. Or no, the widget is self. So I guess reference to self. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to set visibility. You know what? I'm sorry. You shouldn't do this for just the icon. You should do this for the whole widget because then it would stop drawing it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep drawing nothing, basically, and probably a performance thing. So, set visibility. Sorry, I'm not dragging out of there. Set visibility to collapsed. Okay? I'm going to finish, and that'll be that. All right, let's see here. Say my name, damn it. Yeah, you're funny. See, just looking at some stuff here. Not sure about the co-op online game, but I've gotten pretty far in my game without any C++. Yeah, is it possible to make a co-op online game without any C++? So, like I just mentioned in the video I just released last night, you can make... There's no trophy for doing something only in Blueprints or only in C++. You should use both. You can still ship a game in only Blueprints. However, it's good to learn C++, just to have it as a toolkit, and then if there's any bottlenecks in your game, you should maybe optimize it with C++, but like I said in that video, if your game is running like shit, switching to C++ is not going to fix your game. You're probably doing too much work per actor per frame or whatever, so you just need to optimize your code in Blueprints first. Yeah, C++, I've heard mixed bags on lots of stuff. I've heard C++ can do things that Blueprints can't, but I've heard Blueprints and C++ can do the same things, it's just done a different way. Yeah, whatever ships your game, just work on that. So you don't have to, if you don't want to learn C++, you want to just learn on how to make a game first, I mean, just focus on Blueprints, right? And then maybe on your next game, maybe you incorporate some C++ in there just to learn how to do that or whatever, right? So. Okay, so what do we got here? You don't think you can pin the comments? Okay, well, I can't type it out. That's fine. You guys will see. Yeah, Mark's like one comment away from being banned here. No, just kidding. Time's almost up. You're funny. C++ hurts your brain. I do want to learn it. Yeah, like, you gotta be, like, basically you gotta set a day aside to be like, I'm learning C++ today, and, like, you gotta kind of mentally get ready for it, because, yeah, looking at lines of code for me is, like, I don't know, like, here I can look and be like, oh, this isn't working because XYZ, and, like, right away I can see what the issue is, like, this isn't plugged in, or this is set to the wrong thing, or whatever, but, like, lines of text, I don't know. I don't even read my girlfriend's text half the time, because it's just, like, a bunch of text, and she's probably gonna chirp me down in the comments, but, yeah, you know, it's, I don't know, just a bunch of words, and my eyes just kind of skip over it, and I don't really see it, so. Okay, so +1, if game dev is just your hobby, it's hard to learn Blueprints and C++ at the same time after work. Yes, yeah, 100%, I agree. Yeah, so like I said, just learn Blueprints, learn the engine, learn how it works, learn how to make games with Blueprints, and then if you wanted to learn C++ after, then do that. So, I want to learn C++ because I want to use the GASP system in my game, so, and I want to know how it all works and stuff. I, for one, I think I said this last stream, I will not buy systems off Fab. I just won't do it because I want to know how the system is actually working. If I just buy somebody's system and then implement it into the game, then I don't know how it works. Even if I go through the code, like, there might be something in there that I'm not familiar with, and I'm not exactly sure how it all comes together. So, if I know how my blueprints work because I made them, then I know later on, like, oh, I can get a reference to this in this blueprint because I made but whatever, right? I know how I made it. I know how I can access all of my stuff. Anyways, she's gonna try to some asinine comment. OTG's pinning a comment. Yeah, right. Mark would do that. AI agents are better at C++ than blueprints. Yes, true. Because it's machine code, right? Or it's converted to machine code. Okay, so let's get back into this. We've set our widget. Now we're going to actually add that. Do we want to add that? Yes, we do. We want to add that into our parent here. Because ideally, if you're putting a trigger box, something else is happening, right? So we'll go to the trigger class. We're going to add a widget here. We'll say interact icon. We also want to add... Can you add a graphic here? Sorry, what would we call it? It would be texture. Text render. I guess. You know what? Let's go back into the UI. Yes, let's make a second blueprint. Let's just duplicate this and we'll call it item icon. I know I'm gonna get it later for that comment about the girlfriend. She's gonna be mad, and it's my fault. Anyways, so item icon. We got this image here. We have the render opacity set to 0. Just set it to 1 for now, so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so this image we're going to set. Let's make a new function in that interface we made. And we'll go show item graphic. Anyone else here making a game for right now for a jam? No. Yeah. Besides, as with anything, print strings are the best tool in both. Yes. Yes. King Boars, there's 02 game dev. Can never say that without stuttering like a friggin' idiot. But yeah, he's got some stuff on the Fab store. I've not personally used any of his stuff, but I'm told that they're very good. Anyways, input we need is the texture, and that'll be a texture 2D. Okay, that'll be texture 2D object reference. Okay, let's hit compile. Let's go back to the item icon here, and we are going to... You know what? Let's add a bool to that as well, to the space. Should show. Okay, back to this. We'll delete this. We'll add show item graphic instead, because it's different. And then we'll plug this in, and then we are going to set the visibility, and now we gotta set this. Set... What's it called? What do we call it? Or set brush? No, set brush by texture. That's what it is. My brain stopped working for a second there. Brush from texture. Do that before the animation, so we've set it. We can probably do it even before the node as well. Alright. That's self? Yeah, okay. Texture will be this guy. Boom. Okay, and then we don't need to worry about setting this again, because it's gonna, we'll obviously play the animation to end the event, and then it will collapse it. Then when we show it again, it's going to reset the graphic if it's something different, and then it's going to unhide it, and then play the animation to blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let's go in and set the render opacity back to 0. Okay, now in the trigger class, let's try and, sorry, one sec. I guess we need to add another widget. Well, so widget, and this will be the item icon. Okay, we'll make it not apparent. Okay, so interact icon, we will go down to down here, widget class, interactable icon. We are going to draw at desired. I don't know if that keeps it the same size or not, but we'll see. Anyways, that's what we want. And then plane, pick mode, automatic. Okay, and then same thing for this item icon. We are going to go to item icon, draw it desired size, and pick automatic. Okay, so hit compile. Let's go to the event graph now. So we need to finally create some overlap events on component begin overlap for the outer box, and then also event end overlap. Okay. So other actor, we're gonna get equals equals. We're gonna check if it's our player. Both of these. Get player character. Okay, and obviously we'll get a branch out of both of these. All right. After that, if we have started the overlap, we're going to grab our interact icon. We're going to get widget, because remember the interact icon is a widget component, and we need to get the actual widget. So we need to get widget. This will get the actual widget associated with this component, and now we can use this in interfaces. So we will. What do we call the? I don't remember what we call the interface. Show interaction icon. Get out of here. Show interact icon message. Okay, and then we are going to click should show, and then we're going to basically, let's just move this down here, duplicate this to true here, and then plug this here, and then we're going to do should show as false. Okay, let's test that out, because we should be able to test that out right now. Okay, so we'll go in here. That is effing huge, everybody. Effing huge. Can we edit this live? Let's see if we can. Item icon. You cannot edit this live. Okay, so let's make the image size like 18 by 18. Okay. It's still effing huge. Maybe we shouldn't draw it at desired size then. Let's draw it at here. Not draw at desired size. Draw size 18 by 18 will do. That's better. We will edit where this is though. So I've selected, I'll show you guys. So yeah, I've just selected this. Now I'm gonna go to viewport and I'm just gonna move this up or down. So we'll just put it, you know, here-ish. You can edit each individual one. This should be facing the camera at all times, actually. So why is it not doing that? Geometry mode, yeah, plane. That's odd that is, oh, draw screen, that's what we want, I think, right? Let's see. Yes, there we go. Okay, so draw on screen, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so that works fine, and we leave, and it's not going away. Oh, because, yeah, we scripted that. So why is it not going away? Let's have a look. Guy, event graph. Do this here to see what happens. That fires. That also fires, but it's not doing anything. That be enter. Exit. Okay, we're not. Oh, what? Oh, overlap component. That's what the issue is. Be the overlap actor. Now it should work because we know it's gonna work now. There's that. Oh, okay. It does a little flutter anyway. Why does it do a little flutter? It's going forward. That's what it is. Where's the? Be doing the same thing. So we got to make sure that this is play mode reverse, and this one is play mode reverse, and that'll fix that issue. Cool. A little bit of debuggage. There's that. There's that. Very nice. Okay, so that's that icon, and then now we want the one for the items to work. So now we got to do the inner box stuff. Yeah, on component begin overlap, on component end overlap. literally the same as this. I'm just going to copy this because that'll save us some time. Okay, this goes here. This goes. Other actor. It's all plugged in. Yes, okay. Next, we're going to grab the item icon instead. We're going to show item graphic message. Duplicate that. Should be true here, but false down here. The icon should be plugged in here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, target. No, is that wrong? That's wrong. Sorry. We need to get widget. Get widget. Plug that in. There we go. That would have been like, what's going on? Okay. The texture, we're just gonna drag this a little bit out here. That's art right there, you know? Anyways, we're gonna get our item data. And we only need to plug it in up here. And we need to get graphic. Texture. Can we also get the color? Can we set the color in here? I think I forgot to do that. Yes, I did. So, set brush. I don't want to set brush because that's super annoying. Set brush from material, set. Looks like I can't. That sucks. I hate doing that. It's so messy. So, you gotta get brush now, out of this. Get brush. Because we need to split this ugly thing. And we need to split this ugly thing. And we need to plug literally everything in except for, the color. So dumb that we can't just get the color. Brush image. Where's the... Oh, maybe it is brush tint. So maybe I don't need to do this. Set brush tint color. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, and then we will this is a tint color. Is that the correct thing though? Sorry, I guess it'll be in here. Liner. Brush. Tint. Yeah, I guess that's the right thing. So, cancel. Back to 0. Okay, so it's tint color we need, so I just gotta change it in the data asset to tint color. Sorry, I guess well the American way if I want to get it. Oh, maybe not. That's not an option? I'm so confused. But tint color, slate color, struct. Oh, okay, sorry, slate color. Slate color. There we go. Okay, so I'll hit compile. I probably have to change all the datas again, so that's the other annoying thing about data assets, but it is what it is. Looks like it's still a color, so it's still held onto all the color data. Perfect. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Great. Okay, so for this interface, we should actually add that in as well then. Slate color. Good God. Slate color. In about 4 minutes, we're gonna take a break here, and just yeah, we'll take a break here. It won't be too long here, but anyways, all right. So we got that made now, so that's saved. We'll come back into here, and then we will just okay. Perfect. Okay, once again, these are getting set before it's unhidden, so we shouldn't see anything crazy happen. We'll go back to trigger class. Here's the slate color. We are now going to grab that from our item data as well. Get color, no, get, what do we call it? Graphic color. Plug that in there. Okay, that's done. Let's test it out. Replace existing connection. What? Oh, see, I see. Sorry, I have to make sure only widgets plugged in. There we go. Okay, let's test it out. So let's test it out with the flower. So we should see the interact thing here. Oh, it's way down there. So there's an instance where you can actually edit this. So let's just push F8, click on the flower, click on the item icon. Actually, sorry, it would be better to do this actual, just so it's set for all of them. Okay, so once again, I'm here. I've selected item or interact icon. And then I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm in the viewports. I'm just gonna move it over. I'm just gonna move it up and down here. So here, I can even move it a little bit. Oh, I guess I gotta push F8 and then. Okay, so that's that, and then the actual item icon not showing up. Have a look at that. Trigger class. That one works fine. Other actors. Make sure that's not wrong. Let's see what happens. Is it because it's not far enough up, maybe? Oh, yeah, let's make this a bit bigger. Let's make the inner box size like 200 by 200. Okay. See here. That. Oh, you know what? Did I do that backwards? Sorry, I just looked at my other screens. I thought that's outer box. Yeah, that should work fine. Let's show collision because maybe I don't know. It seems like the outer box doesn't work at all. Actually, we'll hit F8. Where is it? This one? Collision. Okay. Yeah, I guess you can't look. Should be in the. Okay, we're in the outer box right now. The inner box is like 2 more steps here. So, looking at my other screen here. I wonder if this one works. But, well, we don't have anything set for that one. So, yeah, this one should work unless... access none... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we gotta add it is valid there, because all the trigger boxes won't have that specifically. Show item graphic, where would we add that in? Oh, I see. So item data, we would need to get item data, convert this to validate get this. We gotta add that here. Because if it doesn't have an item data, it means there's no item to give or anything like that, so it won't have an item, or it won't have a graphic to show. So that'll fix that. Maybe... No, that wouldn't have been the issue. I just want to see what happens when we, Does it fire the inner box one? Or trigger flash flower, here we go. That works. That also works, but does it get the whole thing? It does get the whole thing. Should be showing the flower. We also gotta hide this trigger. Perhaps? Is that the issue? No, this shouldn't be, because it's 2 separate things. We should at least be seeing a flower overlapping with it. Anyways, alright, let's do some comments here. I want to do a weapon system. I want to know how to store items or different weapons, like in data tables or something else. Weapon item system, how to store items or different weapons. I don't know if you've seen my FPS series. Yeah, because I mean, we don't have multiple weapons. We just have the 2 weapons or whatever that you would normally get in most modern FPS series. But that might have what you're looking for. Let's see here. Are you working on a commercial project or just doing for others? I'm gonna be working on my own project here shortly. We're just kind of, I'm waiting for Azura and I to move in together. So, then we're gonna start doing it kind of full-time-ish. Well, full-time, as much time as we can dedicate to it, I guess. It would look great on the gathering system. Are you working on commercial? Yeah, make color. Yvonne, sorry, I'm confused by your question. We're making, yeah, this interact icon is just going to stay white, but this should stay a different color. But anyway, sorry, long story short, actually, sorry, this, I need to copy this. And we need to show interact icon message, and we need to set that to false, because if we see, if we go into the inner box, it'll show like the interact icon graphic instead, and then it's going to hide this one. And then we also need to show interact icon message true down here. When we leave the inner box, we are going to obviously hide this, and then show the other one again, right? So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, sorry. Scaling system. Simple terms, you just got to make ID a name and then store it in an array when you get the data. When you need the data, grab the ID from the array and then get the data from the ID. Yes, check collision actor or component overlap. Yeah, put a ring on that finger. She's already a keeper. Yeah, I know. I 100% agree. Depends on if they want persistent storage items, like when designing content or saving to the player's inventory. Yeah, inventory, you're gonna run an inventory component on your player, and then if you're changing levels or something, you're gonna need to send all of that inventory data over to the game instance and then pull it out again when you're in the new level, just so that they transfer across levels. Anyways, I do need to take a quick break here, so I will be back in about 5-ish minutes. You guys grab water, and I will see you in a sec. I'm back, everybody. Mute my mic. Sit down like a guy. But, alright, so yeah, we're back here. Let's look at the chat here quick before we get started again. I see Ivan's message about when he tried to find tint color, he said to search make color. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, I needed that variable to match in the interface and the data asset, obviously, right? So, anyways, we're figuring out why this don't work. Everyone bow for royalty. You're funny. Anyways, so this isn't working. Why? Oh, you know why? No, it should still work. I wonder if this is if this is not gonna be valid when I go through the data asset. It is valid. Okay. So okay, so it should be working. Oh, you know what it is actually? I think it has something to do with the UI. This guy. Go back. We have an animation here. We have a fade animation. That's the triangle, but this sets it so that it's there, forward. It should work. Let's debug this. I don't know which one's. See if this is the right one. It like fluttered for a second there. Interesting. You see that? It like fluttered. Sorry, I'm not used to the 5.6. Let's try this one. Or did I already try that? Actually, this should be the right one. Interesting. It flutters, but it like doesn't play. Never experienced that before. Foot IK, let's see. Yes, let's keep the stream family friendly, please. You know, 13 plus, we'll call it. And before somebody says, well, when I was 13, I don't care. Yeah, just want to keep it accessible for everybody there. Okay, so let's figure this out here. I don't know why this isn't working, because it should be working here. Trigger class. This fires, it goes all the way through, it hits this node, and we get the item icon widget, which is set, correct? Yes, it's set. That is bizarro, everybody. Oh, this should be well. Maybe it's because it's world. Is that gonna make a difference? I don't think that would make a difference. See? It did make a difference. Okay, we just gotta make it much smaller. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And the color is actually wrong as well, so. Sorry, let me just think about something for a sec. So that worked, we just gotta shrink this down. Okay, so we gotta not draw a desired size, but we're drawing it like whatever it was, you know, at 20 or something. Something like that. Okay. That. Okay, so there it is at the very bottom. We can make it a bit bigger. Let's also move this up. So same thing as before, I'm just clicking on the item icon, going forward, and then just moving it up and down. Like that, and then make it, let's do 50 by 50. File, and gotta replay. There. That's what we're looking for here. The multiplier for this should be much bigger. I think this should be at least ×3. This outer box. Right? There it is. There it is. Even the inner box is a little too small. Let's do 5 by 5 by 100. We don't need it that big. But we want to move. I'm gonna do that here if I can. Did I set the location in the construction script? I don't mind. I was gonna, and then I didn't. So, let's go to this. move this up by, we'll say 100, I guess. Up by like. Okay. All right. Let's see what that looks like. File. That doesn't look any different. Okay, but we'll put this on the ground, and then I want to move the static mesh in the. Oh, is that actually on the ground? Oh, it is. Okay, never mind. We're good. And then does it work when I hit end? It does. Great. Great. Now that looks way better. Perfect. Okay, so that's what we're looking for here. Except that didn't disappear unless I'm still... Oh, I'm still in the trigger. I wonder if we should draw a desired size. Because that icon is really huge. And it shouldn't be that big. We're drawing it screen, but maybe if we do draw it world, if that'll make a difference here. Interact icon. Let's do world. I think the issue was it didn't face the camera. And if that's the case, we'll fix that, no problem. It doesn't even show up at all now. What is happening? Is it because it's 18? Desired size. Oh, you know why? Because I started inside the trigger box, so I gotta go out here. Player character. Nope, that didn't make a difference. Oh, it did make a difference. It just isn't facing us. So the desired size apparently is freaking huge, hey? Minor graphics, image size. So let's draw this at like 25 by 25. And then we will do a thing here to make it face the camera. Oh, it's still drawing it. Okay, let's just do custom. We'll do custom, we'll do 25 by 25. And we'll see if that fixes it. It didn't fix it. Why are you so effing huge? See. But honestly, if Mark didn't say, well, when I was 13, I would be surprised. What system's currently underway? Okay, sorry. I can't comment. Like, I have my chat pulled up in OBS. I just can't comment on there. Like, I can't type out a comment. I have to be, like, on my actual stream. 1 sec here. I will put that on there. Live. Standby. Clickety click. That's okay. Working on gathering system. Bye. Spell it wrong. Okay, paste and we'll. There we go. All right, and I'm just gonna end that. Okay, so there we go. Let's figure out why this isn't working here. So pivot, draw desired size, redraw time. Maybe I won't do that. Timing policy, game time. Actually, is probably better. Why the hell are you not working? Is it because I have to set the scale or something? No, that wouldn't make any sense, would it? That wouldn't make any actual sense, right? Because that's like the whole reason this exists. I've never had draw desired size not work before, just so you know. That's super weird. But maybe I do screen all the time. Hey, now it works. I didn't do anything. I did not do anything. So, that's odd. But, okay, so now we gotta make it face the camera, which we will accomplish in the construction script. Or sorry, not on the construction script, pardon me, on event tick. Event tick. So what we should do is, we have tick on automatic, but we should enable and no, we can't do that, can we? 1 sec. We'll just do screen. Fuck it. We'll just do screen and that's fine, I guess. It sucks because it's like it's so big to start with as you get closer. I mean, that's not too bad, to be honest. Maybe if I make it like 10 instead. That maybe too bad. Design choices. Yeah, that's not too bad. When you get close enough, it becomes the flower anyway. Okay, let's just stick with that. All right, let's continue on our way here. So let me just grab my chat. Yeah, I just closed the poll. That's what that was. Oh, I like how character beat out gathering after the poll was established. So yeah, okay, everything guy. Okay, I gotcha. So yeah, I closed the poll just now, but we decided whenever I started, which was almost 2 hours ago now, that we were going to do the gathering system at the time. Okay, if you have one of those next to each other, one of those boxes pretty small. Yeah, 100%. Use timeline. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the find your player and find rotation and blah 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 all that. But I mean, what we have is fine. I don't think we. Yeah. All right. So that all works. Now we got to work on. I'm just having a thought here. We just got to do a couple more blueprints. Whoops. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it. A couple more blueprints here. Content, not graphics, sorry. Gathering system. We got the flower. We're going to duplicate this, and we're going to do the ore. I said it. There we go. I'll make another one for the wood. And what was the other one? Food is what the other one I did. Okay, you could do the same thing with food as we did with flour. Like perhaps you have an enum with all the food you have in your game, and you can set the data asset and the static mesh based on what food you want. But obviously, just do the same thing that we did in the flour. So we'll start with food here. The only thing I got to figure out here is, actually, we delete this enum. Yes, because this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Yeah, this is all static. You would leave that in and just change out the enum if you're going to do the food thing I was just talking about. Okay, so event graph, we don't need anything like that. We just need to set the mesh, which is going to be called the food mesh. Flood mesh, everybody. Jeez. You know what? I'm going to do the enum. Why not? So, sorry, I'm just going to delete everything I just undid. Okay, and then, but I'll rename this food mesh. What's in that pack that we got? We got carrots, we got cheese, we got oranges, pumpkins, watermelons, all that. Super cool. Let's, except you would have to have data assets for all of these, is the only difference that we would need to do. So, anyways, for those who've joined recently, I'll just do this quick here just to show you how to do it. So, instead of food, we'll do pumpkin. We'll do watermelon. And we'll do pepper. And oops. So I was saying at the beginning of the stream, if you're just starting here, I like to create all of my items off of the one data asset, so I can select literally any item in the game that I want in this trigger box. Because we have this item data set, so I can drag, I can make a child blueprint. So we made our flower child of that. I'll show you guys my project, like I said, afterwards, that has all of this in it, and you can like read signs, you can get an item, you can use an item, all that kind of stuff. So I have this in my game, and that's just one way where you can just basically drag something out, and then I have an enum dropdown, which I'll show you after, that tells the blueprint what type of interaction it is, if we're using an item, if we're interacting with an inventory, or whatever the case is, and then it does different things. Okay, anyways, we were making data assets. said pumpkin, watermelon, pepper, and orange. Sure. So we'll do those ones. Start with the orange here. Yes, I guess. Graphic, food. Sure, we'll just leave it at that. Orange, red, orange. Sure, I'm just trying to speed it along here because I did all this stuff already. So, pepper. Pepper. Well, I mean, the description doesn't matter because we're not doing anything in here with that. Yield amount. Let's do like 10. Stack size, sure. Pepper. We'll do a green pepper because. Okay, and pumpkin. I actually have graphics for. I actually have a graphic for a pumpkin. Yield. We'll do 1. Food. 9. Okay, a lot of yellow stuff in this. Watermelon. Nice, nice, nice. Great. Okay, so those are all done. Now you'll make an enumeration. Data. Blueprint. Enumeration. E_ food type. Okay, open that up. Or watermelon. Ooh, you know what? It's actually always good when you do enums like this to just have none as your first one, because that's the first one they all are, and that saves you a lot of work. If you have a lot of data assets, and then you add this enumeration to like the data asset or something like that, then all of them are going to be whatever the first one is. So if you set it to none, then you only have to change the ones that you need, right? So watermelon. And when you're using maps, holy crap, having none is just like, you just need it. You don't have none, it's just garbage. Anyways, watermelon, pumpkin. I'm just trying to remember all the things I put in there. Orange and pepper. Okay, done. Let's go into BP food, and then now we'll change this from. Okay, and then E_ food. Done. Change variable, because then it shouldn't matter, because this is gonna all be the same. So this will now be. Sorry, I guess I gotta disconnect this. Connect this. Actually, maybe I gotta redo. I just gotta redo this. Sorry, just so it doesn't cause any errors. Food type. Select node. Duplicate that. Plug this into here so we can put meshes in. Plug this into here so we can set data assets. Do the data asset first. Watermelon will be down here. Pepper. Okay, and then we'll find those. Sorry, we'll find the what's it called? These guys. Meshes. Orange goes there. We did a green pepper, so we'll do green there. Pumpkin goes here. Watermelon goes. Okay, they're done. And now, I think, yeah, we just have to put this into the world now. Everything should be the same. We want content, gathering system, food. Okay, so right now it's set as none, so we're going to set our food. Maybe we'll do the multiplier as 3. Maybe we'll change that by default, to be honest. We'll do 100. And now we'll put our food type as the watermelon. There it is. That's nice. I'm going to hide our collision. That will usually slow down your game quite a bit. So. I see. You don't want to be on the ground. You want to be in the ground. Okay. That's probably edited with the pivot point. Yes, it would go to modeling mode. Xform, edit pivots. And then we are going to move that pivot point down to the bottom of that. Accept. Okay, and let's see what happens when I hit this. Oh, it still doesn't. Okay, never mind then. Maybe there's no collision on it. Oh no, there was collision on it when I had collision on. Yeah, there's collision on it. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, we got our watermelon. We'll add another one over here. We'll call this, we'll do the orange. Okay, or not be the orange. There we go. Be the pepper. This one will be the pumpkin. Okay. Flowers, let's just get a couple of those out. Well, red and blue. Okay, we don't have anything for ore, really. But this is one we would... Yeah, if you have multiple ore, literally the same thing, make an enum. You know, have all that in there. We don't need this in this one. This will be the mesh file. I don't have anything, I don't think, for in here for ore, but we'll just make something up here. Oh, hey, look, ore. This rock. Let's do that. Sounds good. You could probably do... you can make an array with a bunch of different static meshes if you had just one ore in your game. And then just cycle through a couple of static meshes. So I'll do it because I'm showing you guys stuff. We'll say ore meshes, and we will make that a static mesh. Game. Static mesh, object reference, and then you'll come up here, make an array. Then here we'll compile the blueprint, and then you can just, you know, make 3 or 4 different ones. We'll drag that in, we'll drag this in, we'll drag that in, and drag this in. Okay, so 4 random ones. You're just gonna, in the construction script, get ore, random array item, and then you're gonna get the mesh and set static mesh. Okay, so now every time you drag this into the world or move it, it's gonna randomize what static mesh is being used. Okay, so let's try that out. Go back to content, to gathering, to ore. Holy crap, that was a big one. Okay, so anyways. So you can see, yeah, okay, so some of them are huge, so we should, check that out. Yeah, because every time I move it, it's running the script again, so there's a big one. Shoot, eh? So I guess gotta pay attention to that kind of stuff. So, which one's huge? Okay, this is scatter, so we'll get rid of the rocks. And we'll do, poly meshes. Okay, there's 3 different scatter ones. Which one did I not use? This one. So we'll get rid of this, just because it's huge. Okay, so there, they should be all different here. Let's push play. And now when we walk up to the ores, nothing happens. Oh, there's the interact thing. Oh, the thing's really small, that's right, sorry. Edit all of these. I selected this one. There we go. Okay, that's everything, good. Make this, yeah, 200 by 200 by 200. 300. Oh, sorry, this doesn't need to be 200. This needs to be like 20. 50, I guess. Okay, and perfect. So we'll do that. We'll hit play, and now we'll test it out. Interact, but there's no ore. So we'll have to figure out what's going on there. So the flowers all work, except this one is not. That must just be a data asset thing, because this one's converting correctly. So there's that, there's that. So all of these are working. Okay. Except this yellow one, which again is probably just a data asset. Data. Yellow flower. Yeah. Indeed. Okay. Got a lot of stuff here open that I don't need. I don't need that. That. The ore. Did I? Oh, you know what? Did I not set a data asset? That's what it was, because we deleted that construction script. So that's where the data asset was being set, so you just got to tell all these that they're the ore. Okay. Now when we hit play, this should work. There it is. Okay. So that's how I would do that sort of stuff. In terms of the gathering part, of course, you need an inventory, right? Which, you haven't seen my inventory series. I do create this sort of thing where we just basically put stuff in the world and things appear. This is a little bit more elaborate than what I did in that series, because that was like a year ago almost now. that I created that. So it still has the UI appearing when you walk up to it. It just doesn't have this interact one, right? So yeah, so all you need is that inventory component or whatever inventory component you have, and then you would just need to create an interface, which I'll just quickly do because it's not that hard. Let's see. So I don't need any of this. Yeah, just trigger class is going to be where you do everything. And once again, I'm going to open my project here once I'm done this, and I will show you guys how powerful this can be for helping build your worlds. So I'm just going to close all of those. And what did I say I was going to do? Shoot, I forgot. Oh, the interact system, or the interact. Yeah, so we will go to our interfaces. We will make a new blueprint interface. BPI interact. Garbage. Okay, sorry. Interact. Okay, and open that up, and we just need one that's interact. I do like to create interact. I do like to create an actor here, object reference. That's always fine to make because you can't really hard reference to an actor because it's not very specific. So, anyways, this would be for the hit result when we do a line trace. We just pass the hit actor in there, and then if you need anything in anywhere else, then you can do stuff with it, right? So, that's all I'm going to use for interact. You don't have to use actor if you don't need to, but it's there if you need it, right? So, we'll do this in our player. Characters, where is our player in this project? Third person, blueprints, third person character. Okay, we'll make a new function. Call it interact trace. I'm gonna go to project settings. I'm gonna go to channel. Okay, this is going to create a new trace channel for interacting. So we'll call it interact. So if you don't want things to be interact with, then you just leave this alone. So we're going to set the default response to ignore. That will make sure everything in the game is set to ignore this collision channel, except for things that we want, which is everything in our trigger class. So we're going to quickly open that again here. Gathering system, trigger class. Can we... Yeah, so on BP trigger class... Actually, we just want the mesh specifically, don't we? Nah. If we have if you interact in the inner box, perhaps that should be what makes you pick up the item. So let's do that. So collision presets, we're going to go down there. We need to go to custom, and we need to go to interact, the one we just made, and we need to block this. Okay, so we're looking for an a line trace blocking kit in order for us to do stuff. Okay, and just trying to think here. Do we need to... Yes, we do. We need to go to class settings. We need to put that interact in here. Okay, the BPI. So by doing that, we now have access to interact. We can click on it, and now when you pick up or interact with an item, you can do stuff with it. So for example, you can add it to your inventory, which we don't have an inventory here, obviously, right? So, in that case, I would maybe add a variable in the what's it called, the interface for your player's inventory, because it's coming from your player and it's going into the specific item, right? So I would add a inventory input. Okay, that way you can drag out of your inventory. You can get your add to inventory function or whatever is in there, and then it's a reference to the actual inventory that belongs to your player as well. And then now that you're in this, you're going to be in the specific item that has the data that you need. So you're going to get your item data, and then, right, and then you're gonna if you're doing a data asset system, I would run which I've done in my project. I'll show you. But in your inventory, you can run it off of data assets, and then it's like add item to inventory, and it's like boom, your data asset. That's the item you're adding, right? So that's what you would do. I'm just gonna do a print string for now because I don't have an inventory in this project because I just made it. So it says added to inventory. Okay. Hit compile, and now back in this, we need to actually script this. So we're gonna get our I have been liking this more than the camera, but we're gonna do the camera, sorry, because it's third person. So follow camera, we're gonna get world transform. We'll split that. We'll drag out here and we'll line trace. You know what? Screw line trace. Do sphere trace because actually it won't matter. It won't matter. Sorry, because we're looking for the inner box. Line trace by channel. So the way we've done this, we've told it that the inner box. Get rid of this. If we're in the inner box at all, that us interacting with it can have us picking it up. So maybe these are too big now. God damn it! I just want the flowers. Flowers there. So yeah, maybe this is too big now. Sorry, 50. Yeah, so if you're in this box and you interact with it, then you pick it up. That's basically kind of what I'm going for. But if you wanted it where it was the static mesh specifically that you want to interact with, I'm just trying to think here. Then you would have to go into each thing, each individual child, right? So all of these children, you'd have to go in there, you'd have to select the mesh. So we'll go into food, for example. You'd have to select the mesh and then change this, right? So, but I just did it on the inner box because, I mean, that's nice. Then you don't have to actually, like, hit a static mesh. Because some of them are pretty small. Like, this is really small. It'd be really tough to hit that with a line trace. So if you're going to do that route, I would go sphere trace, because at least you're more likely to hit that static mesh. So, I mean, I don't even really need a line trace, in a sense. I just need to... Let's just do sphere trace by channel. Ooh, sphere overlap actors might actually be good as well. Yeah, let's do that. Sphere position. We're going to do our player. So we'll just say get... Actually, sorry, we'll do the mesh, and then we'll get our world location. Plug that in. Sphere radius, I don't know how big this should be. I don't know, like 50. We can do a debug. Actors to ignore. It won't matter. Sorry, I'm just looking. Actor class filter. Trigger class? Can you do that? Yeah, okay. Sweet. So we're going to overlap actors that inherit from trigger class, which is all of our stuff in our world. We're going to get all the actors. We're going to get a for each loop. Pushing F while pulling out of a array does not work anymore for getting a for each. For me, I'm not sure if I disabled something or whatever. Okay, and then from there, then we're going to go and we're going to interact message. Okay, so every single thing that we're overlapping with, we are going to tell it that we are interacting with. Okay, this isn't actually a line trace, so we don't have a blocking hit or anything like that. So like everything I did prior to this, like the trace channel, all that's kind of irrelevant. But I mean, this is a good way to do it as well. Anyways, let's try that out. Let's see if what the comments have to say here. Sorry. You would have an inventory system if you'd listen to a member suggestion. I mean, I already have a series, right? So, and then I'm doing another one. If you guys aren't aware, I'm doing a Escape of Tarkov inventory system where you drag and drop. So that's coming out hopefully next month, but we'll see how it goes. Because I'm recording, well, I'm still working on it, like I'm still getting it to work, and then once it's all working and stuff, then I'm going to record all of the episodes, edit all of the episodes, make it available for members only, for the whole series, I mean, and then I'll just release it like week by week, episode by episode kind of thing. Sorry, what is it not like? Oh, okay, object types. Okay, so let's make array. Nice. Yeah, okay, so we'll do all of these. I think pawns. Well, yeah, you can do everything. Physics body, vehicle, and destructible. Okay, that work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's what we'll do here, and let's see if it works. Hit F. Nothing. Oh, I didn't create a binding, derp. Gotta create a control for that. Content, inputs, actions, new input action. I underscore interact. Sorry, I don't need to go in there. I need to go into IMC default, mappings, interact, F. Then I need to go back to my third person character and actually call that event. Event graph, I underscore interact, will interact trace. There we go. Now it should work, except, sorry, I'm coming out of started. I don't want to do. There we go. Could have cross-merged your old inventory system with this. Yeah, I could have, except I didn't. That's fine. Anyways, okay, here we go. So, there it is. Interact, add it to inventory. So, obviously, my interact sphere is effing huge, because I added all 4 of those, so let's just show collision here. There we go. So, oh, it doesn't show me the sphere. Very curious to know how big this sphere is. Maybe 50's too big. Where was our interact trace? Be like 25. I don't think all 4 of those should have been added, like maybe 2 max. Okay, but now is it too small? Like, what's going on here? Because, I mean, I literally just changed it from 50 to 25, so that shouldn't make it work still. Yeah, okay. Let's... Your radius. I'm going to put it back to 50 and then watch. That won't make any effing sense whatsoever. Okay, that doesn't make any effing sense. Sphere radius. I wish I could... let me draw a debug sphere here. Debug sphere. Draw a debug sphere. Center will be here. Radius will be the same. And segments, line color, we'll do like, yes. Duration, let's do 5 seconds. Thickness, we'll do 10. Okay, what happens? Pretty thick sphere. So, how does that add all 4 of them? That doesn't make any sense. Because you can see all the squares here. I'm like standing here, and the sphere's like this big. So like these 2 would make sense. These ones don't make sense at all. Unless it fired it twice. Did it fire it twice? Let's put a breakpoint here. Because I want to see how many, what actors were overlapping. Okay, let's have a look. Out actors, numbers, 4. Sorry, whoops. Hard to tell which one's which. They're all different. So, that's interesting. I don't know. Not sure why, picking up all 4. Let's make the line thickness 5. It's pretty... sorry, I'm just gonna get rid of that breakpoint. Added forwarded inventory. It's literally only the ore that it's adding. Oh, you know what? It's not just doing the inner box, it's doing all of the outer boxes. I see. Okay. So... Because, yeah, I see. So maybe this won't work then. Unless we... No, we can't do that. I was gonna say maybe we can set the outer sphere to have no collision, but then our overlaps wouldn't work, so... Alright, I guess we're doing a line trace. I was trying to do something neat, but I guess not. I'll keep that. I will keep this. Sphere trace by channel. Sphere trace by channel. Okay. Start will be here. And the end will be, so I guess we gotta get rotation, right? Get rotation. Actually, we don't need to. We just need to do this. Radius will be 25. Or no, 50 was pretty small, actually. So maybe we'll do 100. Channel will be in interact channel. We will, debug type we'll do for duration for now. Trace color, blah, blah, blah. Draw time 5. Yeah, sure. Okay, I don't need that. Great. Okay, this is where you would, you know, break your hit result and plug your actor in if you wanted. It won't do anything, necessarily, but, you could get, yeah, the hit actor, you can plug that in if it's not specifically an item, if you wanted a reference to that in any way. You would need to cast on the other side, though, unless it's a class or something, right? Just because it's an actor object reference, so that's, everything in Unreal Engine is an actor, that's placed in the world, right? So, yeah, you need to cast to the specific thing that you want, get the variables from it. Okay, so target will be the hit actor, actually. Okay, and that should be all. That'll fix that issue. Okay, so there we go. So only one was added to my inventory. If you wanted to make this bigger, you could, right? So that's all you would have to do for gathering. And then one thing you could do as well is inside the trigger class, when you're adding it to your inventory, you get the item data and you get the yield amount. And that's how many you would add to your inventory, right? Because we set that in our data asset. You would probably have a separate struct. I'm going to show you that in a second with mine. I have a struct that's the data asset and then the item quantity. Just because we're carrying that in the same struct, so that if I'm dropping an item or moving an item from one inventory to the other, then we're retaining that quantity amount. Okay. Here. I like the idea members get to binge watch. Yeah, I know you like that idea. Draw a debug sphere. I did that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's how you do this thing. So that is the gathering system, everybody. And now I think I have to open 5.5, so I can just minimize this. And then I'll add comments and make this available for project files available for members like usual. And yeah, you guys can try to build this on your own if you want. I will minimize this. I'm gonna open up my yeah, we finished it. So anyways, we are now going to open up 5.5, which my project is. Okay, and if you guys are joining late, if you want to request a system, want to request a system for next time, make sure you jump over to the Google form. You can either scan that QR code or visit the description below to request a system. I will put 4 up on the on a poll when the stream starts. Next stream is TBD. I'm not sure. We'll talking with anwser about it and we'll figure it out. But yeah, I got to do one for members as well, so the members will get their own private stream. We can figure out what that's going to be about in a second here, but yeah, so if you want to request a system, definitely head over there. There's an optional part. If you can give me some feedback on my channel, that'd be awesome. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but would always help us out here. Okay, so just waiting for Unreal Engine 5.5 to load. I still haven't upgraded to 5.6, but I probably should, hey, pretty soon. But anyways, just read my request. Yes, I saw your request switching. So yours is the caves timeout system that you're looking for. I did put that one in the poll today, but people chose the character system and this gathering one, and then by the time we actually went to look, yeah, it was the gathering system that won. But obviously people want the character system, so this character select. Okay, so time is it? It's 1:20. So yeah, let me just open this 1 sec. Oh, 1 sec. It's gonna do its thing. I like turtles. Yes, yes, indeed. Okay, so here's my project. Let's open it up. This is a prototype, by the way, so it's not like gonna be the final game or anything like that. But I'm just using nice looking stuff. Yeah. Maybe for the member stream, we can do the have a poll between the character system and the cave time system. But anyways, so I can maybe do both in that one. We'll see. But just waiting for Unreal's to load its stuff. we go. Okay, perfect. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, all right, here we go. So, if you guys don't do this, I would suggest this, because obviously Azura and I are working on this together, so we don't want the same level to be loaded when we're both working on the project. So just create a blank level like this, and then have literally nothing in it. This is an editor startup level, leave empty, and load level that you're working in. So now it's not going to create a conflict between the levels when I load the game and it loads into a level. And then same thing with Azura. If she loads into the same level, that creates a conflict in your source or revision control. So, yeah. Then so let's go to my level here, and I'll show you guys some stuff. We could, but yeah. So I'll put it up as we'll see. We'll do one in the member stream, and then we'll do another. I can probably just do an actual video on that, maybe on one of them. But anyways, or finish Happy's trailer versus cave system. Yes, I know. I got to finish your trailer. I was gonna work on it last night, but I didn't have the cow animation that you gave me. So, but I have it now, so I'll finish that up. Okay, here we are. Alright, so here's my prototype level. So you can see just by looking here that I have these trigger boxes all over the place. And if I just play, it's going to take a second to load the textures. But so I have it set so different things... hang on. Can you phonetically spell your name? Because your name looks really cool. I just don't want to say it wrong. Kawi... I can't say it. Kawaii? I don't know. That's sounds like kawaii. You know. But anyways, so oh, I got debug time on, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, this is why I knew how I did the system, because I made it for my game, right? So then I add it, and it adds it to my inventory. So I'm gonna pick up all these flowers and open my inventory, and there they all are, right? So that's how you would do this. That's why I knew you could do this, right? So okay, anyways, so here's these trigger boxes. So I'm gonna go up, here's some water. I can collect this water. And now that water is, whoops, I hit, what's it called? The squiggly key, whatever it's called, the tilde key, or whatever it's called. Anyway, so collected water, and now it's in my inventory, right? So that's one I have for collecting. Then I have one for reading sign. So there's the interact thing. What's this? Blah, 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 blah. So this is an interact one, but that's all a child of the trigger class. Here's another inventory. So this is also a child of the trigger class. So that's empty, so we're not going to deal with that. Walk up to there, interact with the barrel. Now it opens a totally different menu. And now I can do some stuff here, blah, 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 right? So, yeah, it's a really powerful system. Let me just open up the trigger. Gotta find, it's in blueprints, I think. Yeah, and interactable parents. So here's my trigger class. It's a little bit more complicated than the one I showed you guys today. You said it right, Kawaii, basically, but you can call me Timothy, the greatest of them all. Alright, sounds good. Okay, so yeah, mine's a little bit more complicated. Here's like, basically this is what we just built, right? So this is the, I got the icon systems here, so we overlap with the trigger, blah, 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 blah. And then, oh yeah, unbinding. So yeah, I binded this to the day-night cycle only if, here it is. I have a boolean to check if it's a one-time item or not, and that's instance editable. So if it's like an item that I pick up and it's done with, or if it's an item that I pick up with and then it regenerates the next day, right? So if it does regenerate the next day, then I've created a bind to my day-night cycle and then bind it to day up. So when my day-night cycle says that +1 day, then this knows, oh, okay, now I can re-add that item back in. But whenever you bind this stuff, make sure you add an event end play and unbind it, just so it can get cleaned up when it gets destroyed. Okay, so what was I gonna say here? That's interact icon. Okay, so here's the more complicated bit. So there was a couple things I had to check with all of these different things. Here's the enum, the type of interact, right? So here's all the different things that I can do with this. When I overlap with it, it's going to show the interaction marker, which I've told to be set dynamically, right? It can be anything in the game, or anything in my icon thing that I want. Then we have this enum that I made, the type of interact, and then I've created basically event dispatchers, or functions based on what it is, right? Some of them, like the crafting, is basically just, I just need to open the crafting menu, right? So I don't need to check anything in specific. But for inventory, we're checking if the item is empty, like that barrel you saw, right? It said empty. So this ran, fired off this event dispatcher, and then we had an event inside that barrel that's checking are our contents empty and then returning that back, right? So after checking here, yeah. So after checking if it's empty, they call this function back because remember it's a child, right? So it has access to this function. So we just call that function. Can we interact? Can we? And if the actor is being destroyed or not? And if it is, then yeah, then it shows the different types of messages that we want, right? So this is my success message. So I'll say open inventory, or the decline one, which is inventories, right? So yeah, I can do all that. And then I have a separate one up here for when we actually interact with the item. This is just to show the item icon and give their proper message for each individual thing. This up here, after I interact with it, we call separate event dispatchers that run in each item that you're overlapping, right? So we got, yeah, create a dialog box, add it to inventory, use the item or interact, call open inventory, call open crafting menu. So I have all of those individually set here. So over here, this read sign. Character name is blank because if I'm talking to an NPC, I'm obviously going to populate that. But there's the dialogue text, the type of interact, read note. It's not a one-time item, but not that it matters because the items don't matter. There's my interact icon, so I can change that to any of these ones, right? And that's when I enter the outer sphere, right? It's going to show me that. And then I can change the size of the icon dynamically. Change the color of the icon, and then the visual debug. I just have this here because obviously if I just have a bunch of boxes in here, like I can't remember what all of them do, so I just have that debug text in here just to remind me, oh right, that's what this is. And same with Azura. If she's in a world or whatever and she's putting something down, same thing. If I come in and look at something she's done, it'll have this debug text here that I can reference, right? So, okay, and then where's another one? So this is one where I get an item. Sorry, get water daily. So there's my data asset that I've set. Again, I can select any one in my game that I want. Okay, and then how many items to give. And then this is the reset amount. So every day it resets one water, right? So yeah, so that's basically how I did it in my game to make it scalable. Yeah, so you can kind of build off of that thing I just showed you guys. And yeah, so hopefully that taught you guys some stuff. Read some questions here before we sign off here. So we got yo, good day. Let's have a look here. The milk I saw. Yeah, oh yeah, just for the Discord, this is a running meme in the Discord. Oh, you know what? This didn't work last time, and I was a little sad, so maybe I'll fix this. Get milk daily. There's something about this that didn't work. Oh, I see. Okay, get milk. And cows are dry. Alright, okay. So try that now and see if it works. But yeah, so the running joke in the Discord is like about cows, which is funny. The story behind that is because these moo cows here that I made for the animal pen tutorial get milk, and I got my milk, right? Got my milk. And now, oh, I can get more milk? Must have reset the day. Why is the cows not dry? Am I just getting endless milk? I think I am, so. Anyways, yeah, so the story behind that was, yeah, I made this, the moo cows here, and then, I think it was, WOV in the Discord there was saying, making jokes about moo cows and stuff, and then, I was streaming, Helldivers 2 one day, and they all joined me, on, Discord there, and I mentioned to Everything Guy that, his main character should be a cow in his game, and he took it literally. I was kind of joking, but he took it literally, and that became his main character in his game. You play as a cow. So yeah, now there's these cow jokes all over the Discord. So if you see cow jokes, that's what it's referencing. But anyways, all right, everybody. Well, yeah, I'll answer questions here. Yeah, switching. That's right. Yeah, you changed your name. I forgot. So yeah, I will. We'll close this now. I'll just kind of comment box stuff here while I answer more questions here for you guys. As we get ready to sign off here. So thank you, consciously eating YouTube brother. Yeah, sounds good. How long have I been coding for? I've been coding for, I guess, well, 2019. I can't keep track of the years anymore. I guess technically that's 6 years, going on 7, I guess, but yeah, so I've been coding for that long. Yeah, the moo cows are definitely vibing here, so we'll comment box this. This is when player overlaps, show tracked triangle. Okay, and then this is let's that comment. When player overlaps, hide triangle, and oops, and players hide triangle and show item icon. Super cool. What else we got? Okay, in the Discord, you're still WOV. Perfect. I started in voice chat where Digital Chaser was dropping cow jokes, right? Was it Digital Chaser that was dropping cow jokes? He was probably in the same chat that we were in, because that's where I was streaming on Discord. I wasn't streaming on YouTube for Helldivers 2. But yeah, that's I know that I mentioned that to Everything Guy, and then yeah, he's like, oh no, this is happening, and I was like, oh, I was kind of joking, but I mean, it kind of works in a way, because like aliens are coming, and you're a cow, and then just like cow's tired of being abducted or something. But anyways, what is your advice to the people who want to start deving? Don't be afraid to fail, because yeah, it will happen a lot when you're failing. The very beginning is really hard, because it's hard to it's like this with any program you learn for the first time. The first part of it is always really frustrating, because you're trying to learn the program. You know what you want to do, you just got to figure out how to do it in the program. So like there's that hurdle, and then on top of that, for Unreal, there's also like the game development stuff as well. So it's like you're learning a new program, and if you don't have any programming background like I did when I started, obviously you got to learn all of that stuff and be like, what is this, and you know, whatever. So honestly, just I would start with a couple of beginner tutorials, you know, learn the basics of like the engine, like the layout and all that kind of stuff, and then yeah, just follow along the tutorial as best you can. I think the pitfall a lot of people fall into is they just continue to do tutorials, but they don't try to do their own things, and that specifically is what's going to make you better at Unreal Engine. We use Everything Guy as an example. Like, he started making a game. I mean, I don't even know if it was just to like make something, like not necessarily taking it seriously. But Everything Guy went out of his way to kind of like learn things that were relevant for his game, but then he took that and then made it something that was used in his game, which is actually probably 95% of the people that watch my tutorials. Like, they're going to take what I'm saying and then apply it to their game. But, you know, he took all of those systems and then he made them their own, and then he kept building on it. And as he kept learning new things, he goes, oh, that actually would work better if I went back and did this, and he would go back and change stuff, right? So yeah, so that's the way to do it, is you just need to go in and you just need to make stuff, right? Start super small. Don't be like, I'm making God of War. Probably not a good idea. I mean, shit, me making my game here is probably not a good idea, because I haven't actually shipped a game before, so you know, I should do something a little bit smaller. But yeah, they also say to do systems, like make systems, not games, because if you make a system, you can reuse it in any game that you are making, right? So in a sense, I mean, that's kind of what I've done. I've made a bunch of different systems that are available. I've kept notes on them. If I need to reference the notes, I'll reference the notes, but you can also migrate it to another project, right? So then you have like this system, for example, the trigger class. If you wanted to use this in another project, you can migrate it to your project, and now it's done, right? So, okay, then I'll just rename this. Wise words, that's what I tell people. I tell them not to depend on tutorials. It's better to understand what people do in tutorials more so than to copy tutorials. Yeah, 100%. I remember I did one of the first tutorials I ever did was like, it was an FPS tutorial, kind of not similar in content, but similar in structure for the one I did, because he basically got you to a point where you've made a template where you have all these systems that work, right? So in that series particularly, I remember being super confused about how data was transferred between different blueprints. Because, like, I remember he made, well, I know what he did now, obviously, but he made weapon class, and then he transferred that weapon class through, like, 3 different blueprints. And I was like, I don't understand how all of that works. Like, you know, so I just had to basically kind of figure it out, unfortunately. So, anyway, so this is an interact, triggered And okay, so that's done. Okay. Add it to. Okay, there it goes. Okay, is that it for here? Construction script. Yeah, so we'll just say, I guess I don't need that. Say sets size of inner box and box set in world. But because doing that, right? So okay, so now we got that's all done. I don't think I put anything else in any of the other blueprints, did I? If I open up food, is there anything in here? Oh, there is. Oh yeah, the construction script. Yeah, okay. Sets, static, mesh, and data asset based on. I copy that because rest of them. This one doesn't have it. This gets random static. That's it. That's else in there, and oh, we didn't do wood. Oh, whatever. I mean, wood. You know, same thing here. Wood. No wood. Sack. Yeah, let's make it sack, I guess. Trigger class or food. Did I do? I already did food. Flowers. Instruction script. Paste. Done. Okay, that's done. And then in our player character, say traces for objects. Sphere. Okay, and then the last one was. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll traces for objects F. Perfect. Okay, what do we got here? Still waiting on the doc to say labs look good. Did my display name update? Nice. Okay, awesome. Who are you and what have you done with switching? Perfect. Well, yeah, I appreciate everybody here joining the stream today. Yeah, I'll stay on for another 5 minutes here, answer any questions you guys might have, and yeah, that should be good. So now I will make this available for everybody, or for members. Pardon me. Yeah, so project files are available for members, all tiers of members. So for coffee members, if you guys just head on down to the description below there, you can join my coffee page there. Yeah, so right now, just trying to think. Yeah, so the bottom tier gets project files, assets, access to the assets, and obviously access to the member area and stuff like that. And is that all? And then obviously access to the giveaways, I believe. Okay, so like member-only giveaways, I should say. Then the next tier up, you get access to videos early. You get access to like voting and a couple of other things. I'm like literally drawing a blank here. But anyways, if you're not interested in becoming a member, that's totally fine. Definitely join the Discord though if you're not in. We got lots of cool stuff in there. I'm just looking at the members area here. 1 sec here. Yeah, so member perks, we get you get the project files for videos and the asset vault, and then you get 1 sec here. Yes, I believe that's only for nobles and up. So and then yeah, you get access to voting. You get member-only videos as a noble as well. Royals get royal requests. So like JPG, for example, he requests that he does a tutorial, like a one-on-one tutorial with me once a month. So that's his request. Everything guy has, I guess, been saving his up for like one big one because he asked me to do a trailer for his game. So that's what I'm doing for him. Yeah, members have their own separate giveaway that's separate from everybody else. Okay, so right now we have this one here. If you guys don't know, in the pinned comments we have the. Oh, I see. What happened? Is this what that other guy was talking about on the YouTube comment this morning? Yeah, I want to pin this. Oh, it is pinned. So confused. Oh, that's threads. Okay. Hurrah. Anyways, pin message. We are giving away $50 gift card to the Fab Store for one for non-members, and then but there's 25 people that are participating. But the members one only has 7, right? So there we go. Only 7 people are in this giveaway for the members one. So anyways, so you guys have that available. Member chat. Yeah. So lots of stuff going on in there. Yeah, if you're a Royal as well, which is the top tier, you get credit in the YouTube credits as well. So, anyways, don't run away. Answer if Happy is an AI or not. I don't know if he is an AI. He might be an AI. I mean, he doesn't sound like an AI when I talk to him on Discord, but I mean, if I don't know, they can make things pretty realistic these days. And sorry, excuse me. Real time, Fat Man. Thanks very much for the donation there.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Don't fall under. I don't fall under anything labeled with intelligence unless it's lack of. Mark loves ripping on himself. Funny. Threads and Blue Sky are fun. If you want 0 reach. Oh yeah, well I mean Blue Sky, to be honest, I mean that's the only social media that I have. I hate social media generally. Obviously not YouTube. YouTube is the only one I use. But yeah, the Blue Sky is the only one that I found has actual engagement. Facebook's just broken. You know, I had a Facebook page and then I just deleted my Facebook. Like I hate it. But yeah, basically Facebook, it's like 300 people will like your page, but they're all like randos, like just like people that are definitely not in your niche, and you're like, I don't know, they're just bots, right? So it's just like, I'm so sick of Facebook and it's garbage. Blue Sky actually has quite a bit of engagement, so anyways, I'm gonna finish this number 1 as tradition. Yeah, maybe I should end the stream now to maintain your pride, real time, Batman. But alright, so yeah, I'll do a member stream next before I do another one for the public, but I will figure out when that's going to be, and I'll let you guys know, and then I'll figure out obviously what time or what day we're going to do the next stream. So hopefully you guys had some fun, and I hope you guys learned some stuff. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and join the Discord. I'll catch you guys on the flippity.